How's it going, everybody? It's PJ4Pete_J on YouTube, PJ Play on Twitch, coming to you from Truck Mechanic Simulator 2015. Yes, you heard that right. It's 2015. This is a 10-year-old game. But lately, I've been going on and on pontificating about what I think games should do in the upcoming year of 2026. I've talked about Car Mechanic Simulator possibly taking on a truck mechanic like DLC that they could bring into there. Again, there's plenty of room around the garage for another building. So I would love it with the popularity of the truck driving games, led, of course, by SCS Software and the American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator 2. Actually, I think Euro Truck Simulator 2 was first, but those are such a fabulous games. I love playing them, and they've gotten such a popularity that I think bringing that into the world of Car Mechanic Simulator, I think it would be a lot of fun. I also have talked about possibly SCS Software bringing in some sort of mechanic type scenario into the truck simulator games. Not that you would go this far, you wouldn't do the repairs, but as far as possibly hiring more personnel to staff your garages. Obviously, you would have to pay them a salary, but in return, you would get cheaper repairs done. You know, the repair work would be cheaper, is what I'm trying to say. And that would add another element to the game. It would also encourage players. I mean, currently, you buy a garage, you staff the garage, you may never go back to that garage, right? But I think if you had mechanics on hand, the mechanics would also have the progress like the drivers do. So you hire a mechanic who's probably grade 1, let's say, and so they do oil changes and maybe tire rotations, right? And then they can progress up as well to doing bigger and more extensive repairs, which would allow you, to save a couple of bucks here and there. But it also encourages you then, when you get to a city and you have a garage there, if you have a good enough mechanic, and you need some repairs, you, instead of going to the service station, you could go to back to your garage. So it would encourage players, I think, to go back to their garage, which I think would be fun. So in all of this conversation that I'm in, I thought maybe I should take a look and see if there is a game that does feature truck mechanics, and I came across this one, and obviously Truck Mechanic Simulator 2015, and I threw it on my wish list. Well, during the winter holidays here, I think actually, I can't remember, when did I purchase it? I think it was just before Thanksgiving, which is in America, I think it's November 27th. Thursday, the fourth Thursday in November. And it went on sale for 99 cents. 99 cents. So I thought at 99 cents, I'd give it a try. I'll take a look. Obviously, the graphics and everything are not going to be cutting edge. They're not going to be next gen. They're going to be last gen. But let's see how the game plays. Let's see what it does. Let's see how it works. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to start this game up. Hopefully the audio's not too loud. Grab a profile. We'll start this one up as PJ. And we'll save it. There you go. Okay, save. Play. All right, so we have... Can I mute? Locked. Free mode is locked. Okay, so there's just career and free mode. Free mode that is currently locked. So we're going to start here. Truck mechanics. So it seems obviously both Truck Mechanic Simulator and Car Mechanic Simulator are distributed by Playway. There is no developer listed for this one outside of Playway. So this may be developed and distributed by Playway together. Tutorial. Welcome to the Truck Mechanic Simulator 2015. In this tutorial, you will learn basics of the gameplay. You are in your first garage. It is the most basic garage in the game, but in your career progress, if your career progresses... All right. Take two. You are in your first garage. It is the most basic garage in the game, but if your career progresses, you will unlock more professional garages with diagnostic path. Let's start from the basics. Walk to the radio in the opposite corner of the garage and turn it on. Use WASD keys to walk around the garage. Being near the radio, use it by clicking the left mouse button on the icon. Okay. All right. One of the other things I do have to mention is I don't think you can actually get to the menu without closing out. There you go. So I turned on the radio. When you are close enough to perform an action in the game, an icon with description will appear, item name and the action name. Then you can press that action key to use it. Let's try it to operate a jack. Go to the jack panel and switch it to the upper position. Jack enable you to examine car from below. Yes, Jack do. Jack do let you do that. Does Jack the jack? It should be the jack does. There you go. So we got the jack, and the jack goes up, allows you to go on there. It will conclude our first basic tutorial. You know how to move around the garage and how to interact with the equipment. It is time to start your job. Okay. But what I was going to say was I had to go back to the menu because the camera and the mouse were so sensitive. I think I've turned it all the way down to 1. We'll double check before we get out. Tutorial, your first customer has arrived. Job description and goals are listed in the repair order. You can always return here from quick menu under right mouse button. After completing all tasks, you can finish your job by stamping the form. Change the cooler. Check the cooler hoses. The water from the cooler is leaking. Can you check it out? Sure. I can. Right click, and that gets rid of that. You have to replace the radiator. Go to the computer and buy the radiator in the car parts shop. Okay. Go to the computer. So here's our first client here. Nice red rig. Like I say, I dig it already. I already dig it. And it kind of smacks a little bit of Car Mechanic Simulator, but kind of rudimentary. It would be awesome, it would be awesome if you could get this updated. You know what I mean? That's it. You look at it and you're like, if you could update this, it would be freaking killer. See, they market as cooler. Are you sure you want to buy a cooler? It's $260. This is our balance, $900 US down in the lower right-hand corner. You do have used parts. We're going to buy it. All right, so that's been added to our inventory. Go to the hood and open it. Click on the engine icon and go to the radiator. Take off clamping rings from hoses and then take off the radiator. Okay. So again, a bit of an issue with two different names for the same part. So in some areas it calls it the cooler, in the other areas it calls it the radiator. I think we all know it as a radiator, so I think we should get rid of the cooler conversation and just call it the radiator. So these are used parts. Obviously, you can pick these up for cheaper. Here's a cooler. Again, I think it should be listed as radiator, but the cooler, $137. Unless I'm wrong. I mean, again, maybe truck mechanics out there, if you know, and the verbiage they use is a cooler, then I'm wrong. But let me know. Books for learning. This is how you upgrade. Again, I kind of like the sit-up in Car Mechanic Simulator a little bit better, but this is kind of cool. It's kind of like a library, and you can you pay to get more knowledge. So, and then there's a bank, so you can take out a loan. Okay, so we're gonna get out of here. I hit the escape to get out of there. Now we got to open up the rig, and that opens the door. I don't want to open the door. The the passenger side door doesn't open. So I always come over on this side because it's a little bit easier. There we go. So now the hood is open. We're going to check the engine. In the mechanic mode, you have access to the following 3 actions. You can parts disassembly, parts assembly, show parts condition. The bar located in the upper right corner of the screen shows what action is active at any given time. So we're currently in disassembly mode. If you want to change it, open the quick menu, click the right mouse button, and make a choice. Okay, so if we go to... Okay. Let's stay in the disassembly mode. The task is to remove the used radiator. Take off from hoses 2 clamping rings. and then take off the cooler. Parts throbbing on the red color mean the blockade. At first, you have to remove the blockade to unlock the part which we want to take off. Okay, I get it's a little, again, verbiage a little. But the parts that are glowing red are in the way. You can't take the part off until you get until you remove the red part. Okay. Again, kind of like Car Mechanic Simulator. So here's our first of all. We're going to change it. Examine parts. So if we go to examine parts, didn't it have? Okay. All right, doesn't show. So let's go examine. We'll look at here's our 24% condition on our cooler. If we go to our hoses, because I believe that was also part of it. That looked like it was 68. And what you do is you got the eyeball here, so you click to select, and then you get the magnifying glass. You got to click a second time in order to. All right, so we're in disassembly mode, right? Here's this disassembly mode. All right, so we're gonna remove. This is not in the right place. Okay, so the first. Oh, hey. Okay. Camera issues. Same thing. I did have the same kind of camera issues though in Car Mechanic Simulator when I first started as well. You just got to get used to it. So again, the eyeball is kind of the selection tool. So I want this one, and now that is the arrow pointing away from the vehicle is disassembled. So it's going to remove that part from the car, the truck. It's not a car, Peter. It's a truck. I know. I forget so many times. All right, now. We got one more here. We're going to remove this clamp. Up. There we go. Disassembly. We shall disassemble this hose. And now, although we did not have to drain the cooling system, which maybe later in the game we will have to. But they're kind of sparing us right now as they kind of walk us through how to play. So there it is. Great, you have disassembled the broken radiator. It's time to mount the new one. To do this, go to the assembly mode. All right, so are we in? No, we're in disassemble. So we're going to click on that, and now that switches us over to assembly mode. The valve cover is being put on. You can see the green arrows being put on there. And I think if we go this way, red arrow is pulling it off. Disassembly mode. There you go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we click, and now the arrow, as we saw, the arrow is now pointing towards the car to reinforce the fact that this is put on. We have our choice between two parts. This one, obviously, not good. This one is good, so we're going to put this one on. I'm using WASD to move the camera around the vehicle. And now we're just kind of reverse engineer. 65% on that hose. That's good enough. Anything north of 50... 95. I think anything north of 50 is okay. Once you get to about 50%, you may want to, once you start getting south of 50%, I mean, you may want to start thinking very seriously about replacement, or 63% on the hose. And 87%. I should have split them, 180 on each side, but we put them both on this. So this part will fail. this hose will fail first. The client asked you for checking the hoses. Do you remember? Go to the examination mode and check their condition. I've already done that. If you already know what is the actual condition of parts, you can now start repairing failures, but remember that you cannot check all parts manually. Some of them need to use other methods like OBD scanner, test drive, or diagnostic path. Okay, I don't have any of those things. We should be able to go to hide show condition of parts. And it doesn't seem to be showing me any parts. I've already checked these though. This is 65. The other one was 63. The hose clamps on this side are 95s, I believe. And then we got an 84 and an 87 over here. Yeah, 63%. I think we're okay. I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna hit my right mouse button. That brings up the quick menu. If we look here, we got the check mark, so I think we're okay. Let's stamp it repaired. I do like that feature though. Proceed to the next order. Did we do okay? I assume we did okay. Oh, we got another one. Okay. This mission is different because your client doesn't exactly know what's going on with his truck. You have to find the failure reason by yourself. You have to search for parts which are clearly in weaker condition than the rest of the vehicle. These parts are visually known in the red color, visually shown in the red color, sorry. All right. You have to remember to use the test drive OBD scanner diagnostic path to explore the condition of parts further in the game. Each of the operations expose the condition of the respective part. Remember also that selected parts can be examined in the examination mode in your garage. And one more thing. When you take the part off, you may see its condition fully 100%. When you find broken parts, replace them with new parts with 100% shape. Otherwise, you won't be able to accomplish the mission. Okay. Kind of like Car Mechanic Simulator. If you, especially when you get into like spark plugs. Spark plugs that were less than 100% or in, let's say, in broken condition. That spark plug in that space has to be repaired to 100%. Otherwise, it does not consider the repair done, even if you put in an 80% or whatever. So in those situations, you do have to remember which parts went where. So it gets a little bit more difficult. Repair order 2. What did I just do? Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Repair order 2. Check the serpentine belt. Replace the broken part. This is our Kenworth. Kenworth. It's got 100,000 miles. It's a 1984. PPC 201 is the manufacturer's code. Okay. There's no voltage in the car. Could you check what's wrong? We'll make $370 US on that one. Okay. The other thing is we do have... There's the test drive right there. And we will be utilizing that. I don't know where the OBD scanner is. Or any of that other stuff. Here's our sink where we can wash our hands. Got a spigot, but no handles, so we can't actually turn it on. Okay, what are we doing? Pete, quit playing around. Let's get this going here. We got to get the. Okay, this is like a European truck here. All right, there we go. Examine the engine. So let's take a look at the. Hide show parts. Let's see. I would say that too, that it's kind of, because when you first, that's showing us that that's in the way, but currently we're in disassembly mode. Examination mode, that's why. Alright, so it said we need to check the serpentine belt. 71%. No voltage in the car. Alright, so we can't check that out. The air conditioning pump is not, that's the alternator. So maybe we'll check, let's do this, folks. Let's back out. And, I don't know, should we just take it? I would also say that's one of the other things that kind of drives me nutty is I can't find where the cabin open close is. And it changes position, so once you open it, it changes position. Let's do a test drive. Let's see what happens. We got time, right? So far, again, we're early into the game. Here we go. Acceleration test first. You can see up in the upper left-hand corner. That's our checklist of the tests we're going to be doing. Oh no! Oh! Ah! slalom. I'm doing this just with the WASD keys. So it's not exactly easy, but it's not as hard as trying to do it on the car mechanic simulator. I'll take that. All right, we got a swing line here. Suspension test. Whoa! Oh! 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 Yeah, no. Ah! All right, I think they can tighten up some of the gameplay on the, but overall pretty good. I liked it. Again, going over the cones probably doesn't sound like that. It could have been. Pop that open. Now, if I go here and I see hide show part condition, there we go. Now we got some parts, huh? We can see. Oh. No. I don't know what. I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. Okay, disassembly mode. Let us removicate. That's just bad, right? See, this is where you get into the issue, is that this is a bad part, 11%. Now I'm going to go to remove this serpentine belt, but that part is still red. Does that mean I can't? Okay, no. That's all I'm saying is maybe change keep bad parts red, and maybe, you know, parts that are in the way are purple or something. You know what I mean? All right, so we've removed the alternator. Everything else seems to look okay, right? Let's check our work order. Check the serpentine belt, check. Replace the broken part. So I'm assuming, since that was 11, I hit the escape there when I should have hit escape again. Replace the broken parts. So we need a alternator. And this is the other thing too, is that, you know, there's one alternator. This alternator will fit all models, you know? So there's a limited amount of parts. It's a little easy. All the trucks will use the same radiator, you know? All the trucks will use the same crankshaft and the same. So I don't know if, like I say, as we go along, we're still early. This is only 2. You know, this is only our second job. So I didn't buy this yet, did I? 220? No. Okay, so we're gonna buy the new alternator. So I don't know as we go along if maybe more parts get added to it. But that, again, if I would love to see this game updated. I would love to see this game get a second life. So if you enjoy Car Mechanic Simulator, if you enjoy the truck sim games, you know, put it on your wish list. It'll come up. It'll be on sale for $1. Let's see if we can't bring this thing back into, you know, having play waste start to feel that, you know what, we got double checks. Okay, so we're gonna go, I'm gonna hit the escape button and get out. Let's close the hood. Close the cabin. It's not bad. It's not a bad look. Pink. All right, let's take a look at the order. We got 2 check marks. Let's mark it repaired. I do like that little. I kind of wish Car Mechanic Simulator had something like that. I can't remember what it had. I'm actually going to have to play Car Mechanic Simulator. All right, so we got a fighter line, Coco Jumbo. I've always wanted to work on a Coco Jumbo. That's my mom. Okay, we're going to replace the front wheel brakes. Okay. We've got to replace the front wheel brakes. I just knocked in this. Oh, the door opens. This is the other thing. I'm not sure what this is. If that becomes like a way to visually see your inventory, that would be cool. I would be all about that. We don't need to open the truck. We don't need to open the hood. We need to replace the brakes. So if we can examine the condition. All right, the wheel is in 95%. The drum front is at 95%. Let's disassemble. And just like in Car Mechanic Simulator, you know, the bolting and unbolting, you'll be able to get that to go faster as you go along. I'm gonna have to find. All right, we're gonna do examine condition. Oh, we've already examined the condition of that. So we're gonna remove. Nope. We're gonna remove this. That's the drum. All right, there's the drum. Examine the condition of these brakes here. Ooh, those are red. How about you? Semi-axis front. The wheel hub front. Okay, those are in good condition. The brake pad mounting front right. That's okay. So we're just looking at, we need some new drum pads. Some drums. Brake pads front right. Okay. Let us disassemblage. Nope, that's assemblage. We want disassemblage. Do that. I'm going to hit the escape key and detach. I'm going to go over and we'll just go ahead and buy. Again, like I told you, it's 2 brake pads. Front left, front right. Alright, so we bought those. So hopefully we'll be able to hit the escape key again. It's a little bit of a, you know, going between the escape key and the right mouse button. Alright, so we'll put that on 100%. 95%. 95%. Yeah, I'll be happy when we can upgrade this thing. Alright. So let's hit the escape key. We're going to disengage from that wheel. We'll come around. We're going to handle this one up. Same thing. We always want to make sure we're checking we're getting a full look at the job. We're not shortchanging anybody. Okay, there we go. Let's get to disassemble mode. We're going to pull this tire. So I'm enjoying it. Like I say, I don't. It is. It seems to be right now of a scaled down version of Car Mechanic Simulator. I'd love to see Red Dot or Playway ask Red Dot to pick this up and make it a part of the Car Mechanic Simulator title. Yeah, bad pads again. So let's double check. Mounting front left is good. We've got the spindle wheel hub front. Wheel hub front is good, and then we've got the semi-axis front. Okay. All right, yeah, so we'll just go ahead and grab these pads. Let's turn around and throw these right back on there. All right. So we're flying along here, taking care of business. All right. Check our invoice. Replace the front wheel brakes. Front brakes are worn out. Can you replace them? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so let's do this. If we go quick menu, which is the right button out here, hide show the body. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It ghosts the body. Hide show parts condition. Didn't really examine anything outside of these, so that's all it has. Okay. Turn that off. We got our inventory. So we got a radiator, an alternator, and 2 brake pads in our inventory. That's the invoice that we have for the vehicle. All right. What else do we got? Anything? Oh, repair truck parts. Oh, we can repair stuff. Cool. 44 bucks. 97 bucks. 43 bucks. All right, we repaired. Now, if we check our inventory, we got all repaired parts. Cool. See, now that's what I was saying. Is if you could come in here and you could actually see the stuff. You know, here, this stuff was already there. You know. I don't know if they could do that or not, but I think that would be kind of cool if you could do that. All right, so this project is done. We're going to go ahead and write off on it. We'll stamp it repaired and get it out of here. There you go. Did that quick menu, did that give us a running total of our cash on hand? All right, repair order number 4 for another fighter line Coco Jumbo. We got to replace the clutch plate. This is a 2006. I have a problem with the drive. The clutch is strongly sliding. Well, that is not good. I have brakes that strongly slide. Almost like working with a ghost. Anybody in there? Hello? Hey! The clutch is sliding. I don't think, I mean, again, that's pretty straightforward. I don't think I really need to go to the test track for that, right? Why would you need to? All right, so we have to get over here and we're going to have to removicate the transmission so we can get to the clutch plate, which is in there. And we can see some flashing red stuff. And I think we know Pete has a penchant for forgetting to put the starters back on the vehicles. All right, so we need to remove the drive shaft. And in order to do that, we have to get to the U-joints, right? And in order to get to the U-joints, I have to say pretty please very loudly. All right, there we go. I had the U-joints go out on my Jeep when I was younger. All right, so there's that one. We have to go around. Again, it's just kind of a selecting situation. Being able to get in there and make the selection. Especially these things they're pretty small. Comparatively, you know. Alright, so we dropped the drive shaft. Now we can go take a look at this. Oh, we still gotta remove. Okay. And that shaft joint. Now we can get the gearbox out. Now and only now is when you can get the gearbox out. Okay. Examine the condition of the clutch clamp. That is a fine clutch clamp, my friend. That is what I'm going to tell you right now. Nope, we're going to disassemble that clutch clamp. Alright. That clutch plate looks really bad to me. Oh. And it certainly is pretty bad. So we're going to pull that. Let's hit the escape button to disengage. Let's get over to the computer and order up a new clutch plate. Clutch plate. That's under C for plate. $150. Got that. Escape to disengage. And now it's reassemblage. So we're going to go ahead and... No, we're in disassemble mode. We want to be in assemble mode. So new clutch plate. We can put back the old clutch clamp inside. Clutch clamp. Then the gearbox. 95. Oop. That one had some more wrenching to be done to it. All right, now back down here we got the shaft joint and the drive shaft extension. Gonna lock that in with 4 bolts. Star pattern, obviously. You don't want to torque down on one side too much. You may wind up warping it. 95% for the drive shaft. Let's get down here. We're going to put these shaft cross bearings in. Alright, there's 2 on there. We got uh-oh. Pete's in trouble. I'm in the tire. I'm in the wheel. Whoop. Okay, here. Whoop. Okay. There we go. Again, it's about being able to select the part you need so that you can get focused on it. Those are all at 95%, so that's good. We got to get the starter back on, and then we'll be done with this job, I believe. And the starter's at 95, so very good. Excuse me. All right, let us place the clutch plate, check. We got 500 for it. Hit escape. I'm gonna stand over here. Just give me a second to clear my throat. I got a little froggy in there. As always, that was not that was not pretty. That was gross. That was actually really gross. Oh yeah, folks! I tell you what. All right, so now we'll take it down, and we'll go ahead and mark that one done and get her out. Next. All right, let's see. Check the cylinder head. Check the gasket below the cylinder head. This is a Petrobit 3X. I can't start the truck engine. It began to smoke. I'm afraid it might be something serious. Oh boy. Oh boy, are you right about that, Chief? Oh boy, no suitable parts in the store. Okay. Let's tip her up. How do I tip her up? Where do I put open close? Okay, so maybe it's. Let's examine. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go for another test drive, bro. Where you at? I thought I saw you there. Wait, there it is. There it is. Like I say, for some reason it is kind of hard to find that open and close. Make that a little bit easier. I'm gonna test drive. Truck condition is now. Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Sorry. All right, let's do this. Open, close. Examine the engine. We want to be in examined condition. The valve cover is at 95%. Intake manifold and the exhaust manifolds on the other side. I think we have to remove the valve cover to get to the valve head. Okay, once you start the process, cylinder head. Yeah, see, it won't let me. Okay. Disassemble mode it is. We're going to go ahead and pull these ignition wires, glow plug wires. That's at 95%. We have to remove this hose. %. Okay, so let's remove the glow plugs. Why? 95%. You just got to make sure that the part is highlighted, otherwise it thinks you're... Especially when you get in here to the glow plugs where it gets a little bit tighter. Oh, see, I didn't... I think they're all at 95% so far, so far so good. Oil filler plug. Valve cover at 95%, so we're not. Then we know the valve cover's in good condition. But they did mention to us it was the cylinder head, and then the cylinder head gasket. So we're gonna have to, more than likely, during this early stages, they seem to be spoon feeding us pretty well. So. So I have every reason to believe that that's exactly what it's going to be. Although I got to be honest with you, I think this is another one of those situations that kind of was driving me a little nutty with car mechanic simulators. It just starts to become, it starts feeling an awful lot like busy work. You know what I mean? It's just like, you got to take all of this stuff apart to get to that, you know what I mean? And then you do the repair, which is relatively easy and straightforward. Okay, but then you got to spend all that time just putting everything back together, and it's like, okay, well, you know, all right, well, okay, you know, all right. So we got that. Now we can remove this, which means we can now. We still have to remove that, which means we're gonna have to remove some exhaust parts. We got to close this. Up. Yeah, it disappears pretty quick, don't it? Oh. Really kind of finicky right there. Just finicky enough to be a pain. Alright, so we need to get underneath here because we need to remove some of this exhaust in order to get there. Okay, I gotta remove this first. But in order to remove this, I have to remove that. In order to remove that, I have to remove that. In order to remove that, I gotta take the entire exhaust apart to get that one piece off. That's nuts. And I can't really even get closer to these bolts than this. Okay. So we will have to re-examine this this mission, because this is definitely ridiculously difficult. Like I said, I can't, it won't let me get underneath it. I can just grab it at the bottom edge of the screen. Now let's go around this way. All right, we got the stacks. The stacks are gone. Okay, now we got to continue. Hey. Continue on. There we go. Now we get a little bit better camera angle. Yeah, so I think I had some similar issues with the car mechanic simulator. Yeah, it takes you a while to get used to the camera angles and stuff. Car mechanic simulator, I think, handled it a little bit better. So I think this one can be better. Still a little awkward and whatnot. All right, so there's that, and we're just gonna keep going. I think this is the one we need right here. So we gotta get the turbo off. All right, so now that we've got that, we're gonna hit escape and disengage. We've basically deconstructed the entire exhaust system. All right. Yeah, we're on this side. All right, so we're gonna disassemble the turbo. All right, and now we can remove the exhaust manifold. Now the intake manifold. Same deal. Well, we don't need to remove that. We need to remove that. Okay. Oh, we didn't need to remove that. Put that back on, Pete. I think you need to remove this. Nope. Yeah, you were right. We do have to remove that. Okay. I was testing you all. I just wanted to see if you guys were paying attention. You guys. There we go. Now we got it. Now we're cooking with the gas. The gas-a-haul. All right. Did we ever check the condition of this? No, we couldn't, right? So we're just going on blind faith here. There you go. Can I now inspect this? I can't. No, I can't. All right, hold on. Sorry. Got a little frog in my throat. Doesn't want to go away. Just wants to hang out there for a while and check out what I'm doing. See how I can spoil things. All right, so we're getting a cylinder head off. The valve cover. No, this is not the valve cover. This is the cylinder head. There it is. I didn't see... Doesn't let me examine the cylinder head, but it allows me to examine the cylinder head gasket. All right, well, we got to pull it. Obviously, it's not in good shape, so we're going to take that one. I think if I just hit the right mouse button, I don't have to keep going back. All right, we're going to hit escape to disengage. We're going to come over here. We're going to take a look at our inventory. Clutch plate we've replaced. Cylinder head gasket. Is that the only thing? Cylinder head's at 70%. Doesn't seem like it's in bad shape to me. Car parts store, cylinder head gasket is what we need. There it is. 80 US dollars, we'll take it. $1,479. And now we've got to go through the hassle of having to rebuild this entire engine. The entire engine. Oh no. Okay. New gasket, cylinder head gasket. Cylinder head's at 70%, which is fine. I was a little concerned that the head looks a little rusty, doesn't it? I thought for sure we were going to have an issue there, but no, at 70%, it shouldn't be an issue. So I think what we might do is we'll take a look at the next job just to see what it entails. If it doesn't entail too much, maybe we'll knock another one out, and then we'll do grab a couple upgrades, and then we'll call it a day here in the truck garage. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm going to keep pressing on with this. Like I say, it is an older game and not cutting edge, but I'm looking forward to seeing where it takes us. They're talking about this being our first garage, so obviously as you level up, there will be new garages and new stuff, so I'm excited about that. Let's get our glow plugs back in. I'm wondering again, there's so much reminiscent of Car Mechanic Simulator that I'm wondering about some of the stuff. Are we going to be able to do fluids? I mean, the oil filler cap does come off. Does that mean we'll be able to add oil to the engine? I don't know. I haven't come across that just yet. So I thought I had that. I honestly did think. There we go. All right, let's put the fuel pump back in here. Should be able to drop these ignition wires back. Glow plug wires, Pete, not ignition wires. Glow plug wires. Intake manifold. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at the see what's involved with leveling up. 95% on the hose. Got a clamp that's at 95. We want to come around here. I think, as far as I'm concerned, I believe the left side of this engine is complete. Let's hop over to the right. Let's see what we can do here. We can put the exhaust manifold back on. That's at 95%, so that's a good, that's all right. Wonder if I'll be able to put all of it together and then just install the exhaust. Yeah, there you go. There's the turbo compressor. Got to get up top for that. All right. It goes to the air filter. All right, now we have to rebuild the exhaust. So let's disengage. We have got to honestly, I think examine the engine. There it is. I just saw it. There we go. I think if I just hit the jack, I think it automatically closes. But again, it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, I kind of would like to do it myself. Gotta go down underneath and engage the engine. Now we want to be in assemble mode. Okay, so we're assembling from front to back. Muffler. Gotta come around and get that. Alright. Pipes coupler A. Alright, so we get the dual exhaust. It's not, well actually it's not dual exhaust. It's only got one pipe coming out, but they split it coming out of the muffler. Dual exhaust, I believe, is individual exhaust from both sides of the engine. So don't believe this qualifies for that. All right, so we got one more stack. Is that what they call it, a stack? Got one more stack to get up there. And then we're done. Like I say, we'll just take a quick glance at the next job order, and if it's quick, we'll do it. If not, we'll go ahead and grab a couple upgrades and we'll see what happens. One more bolt left over here. Whoop. Alright. Alright. Escape to disengage. We're going to step out from under the truck. I think we can drop it and feel okay about it. Yeah, it's still a little sensitive. Check the cylinder head. Check. Check the gasket below the cylinder head. Check. Can't start the truck engine to begin to smoke. I'm afraid it might be something serious. All right. Well, that's good. We're going to stamp that repaired. Okay. Proceed to the next order. Yes. What do we got? Find and eliminate the problem. Something is rustling in the front wheels. Could you check it out? Okay, we will It's a Kenworth 100K from 84. We're going to make this our first job next time. But before we take off, let's just take a look at the leveling up system. So we have $1,729. Tools in the workshop, we get 10% faster unbolting. Company management, 5% bigger income. Become a better car mechanic, checking one random part. And master of commerce, 2% discount in the car shops. Each one of these is $500. So I think if we went, I'm going to go this one first, so we make more money, and I'm going to grab this one second for faster. We get $729. We don't want to run ourselves bankrupt, so let's stop there. We don't have any parts to fix. What about if we go to inventory? We can sell that. We can sell that since we can't fix them. Okay, so there we are, folks. Our first episode of Truck Mechanic Simulator 2015. I enjoyed it. I'm liking it. Again, it is a little, I'm going to F12 real quick. Take a little snappy snap of that. Let's see if we can't get one. Let's get it up in the air. Just want to try to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I don't know exactly what I'm going to... Is there a crouch? No, there's no crouch. Okay. F12. So yeah, it's like I say, it's something that I'm excited about, and I'm looking forward to taking it as far as we can take it. And then we can... okay. All right, so anyway, yes, so we're having a good time. Wishing you were here. But we're going to keep up. I'm going to keep up with this one, and I'm going to take it as far as we can take it. It only cost me $1, so I'm not out much. And again, so far so good. The jobs haven't been overtaxing. Very similar to Car Mechanic Simulator. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back and you'll follow along as we take this one to the end. And until I see you again, be safe, be well, be good. Come on back next time, and we'll see you then. All right. Bye bye.